everyone. Welcome to Transition Tuesday. I'm Lilith Elektra. That's Amanda Bonanza. And we are here to answer your questions about transness, about being trans, and just, offer any insight and any, knowledge that we can in our old age.
I'm not at old age yet. I resent that. I'm at the old age of youth. I'm in my late 40s. It's like I'm at the end of youth.
I'm the youngest old person I know.
No shit to that, but I feel my age a lot lately. Especially working with kids. Fuck, I'm just like, I'm an old person.
They're all like, Riz, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I actually am more up on the slang than the 20-somethings that are like I work with.
Do you listen to NBA Youngboy? And I'm like, what are you talking about? What is that?
I had to explain to like a 24-year-old what being pilled is and like what gooning was.
I'm in my mid-50s, but I'm also at peak Lilith, so I'm fine with where I'm at.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, this is way better.
Anyway, back on track, we got a question, and it's about our experiences. These are always fun because it's just like, let's talk about us, which is my favorite topic.
You like it?
I've heard HRT makes trans women feel clearer-headed, and some people say their mood improved. Does anyone know how or why that's so? What were your experiences? I don't know how or why. I know shit just works.
I have ideas.
I know scientists.
On the how or why.
I'll leave the technical to you, Ben.
I don't know. That's the thing, is I don't know enough about like all that end of biology where it's like, and like the whole prenatal thing. I've heard and get the gist of it from based on anecdotally, it's like it feels better to have the right hormones than the wrong one. Yeah, it fixes a whole bunch of problems actually, and it's a miracle medicine that's very safe and cheap, and it should be readily available. And I don't know why people hate it so much. It's great, and it does actually make you feel better. And I personally, yes, it made me feel incredibly better, and yes, it did clear up my head. And I didn't know that I was living in a fog, but I was, and I got out of it. And it's like, all of a sudden I could taste strawberries and I can appreciate a snowfall, and all these things that where I thought were mundane weren't at all. It was just, my whole sensory experience was just dampened by having the wrong hormones, which is one of the many things that it does to you, that is not good and makes your life pretty ungood.
Ungood, you say?
Ungood is what you get. I studied HRT and things just got way better pretty much real soon. I started feeling better after about 3-4 weeks.
The emotions and the mental stuff was very fast.
Yeah, it was faster than I thought.
Everyone comes in and your doctors will talk about the physical changes because there are some important physical health things, but also the body things, because that's where, where a lot of times focus. Yeah, you see it. The emotional part of it,
it's huge.
I had a big crying thing 4 weeks in.
Yeah.
And 4 weeks after that, I had another one, and I was reaching out to a friend of mine. She's like, when was your last one? Oh, didn't you have one of these last month? And I'm like, oh yeah, it was exactly a month ago.
You now have a cycle.
You have the correct things in you that you need to perform, and your body's not out of balance. And that's the thing, that you're running your body on the wrong fluids, on the wrong hormones, and getting the right hormones does make everything better. Mentally, I could stop pretending to be what I wasn't.
That's a huge part of it.
It removed a lot of the internal things that, a computer program that just had all these things in it that I didn't know were there. And it was keeping me from just being me. And as soon as I started hormones and I let all that stuff go, it was like rebooting a computer and getting rid of all the malware and stuff.
Debug,
and just oh my gosh, yeah, it felt great. The medicine behind it, like I said, I don't know the science.
I know firsthand the results, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're running your body on the wrong hormones, and now you've corrected them, and you're on your way to being better.
That's a good way to, a good analogy would be like an engine with the wrong kind of fuel in it. You could still run it, but it wouldn't run as well.
You're running on leaded gasoline like a boomer. It's like you got a cement mixer and you're making cotton candy in it. And you're like, no, you need to make cement in your cement mixer. You make cotton candy in a cotton candy machine.
Huh?
If men are a cement mixer, women are a cotton candy machine. I don't mean to trivialize the experience.
Candy machine. I want to be a gumball machine.
Fair enough. You're just chewy and flavorless after a short time.
Oh,
That's what
what have you done to me?
Cotton candy is the perfect analogy.
I guess so.
A cotton candy machine is just the female version of a cement truck. What are you talking about?
I mean, you're not wrong.
You put raw materials in and something useful spits out.
I really hate this tangent. Just like, I am not having any fun at all.
Oh, you're laughing. You're lying about not having fun. You're having a blast.
I am actually having quite a lot of fun. But I do want to get back to the question at hand.
Go for it.
It was, why do you think that is? So I am going to answer why I think that is. The way that I do understand that like prenatal gestation works is like you kind of get I know that like when an egg gets fertilized, all zygotes start out female, and something happens somewhere along that process that makes a female zygote into an assigned male at birth zygote, but like that doesn't necessarily correlate with like what's going on in the brain part. And I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm gonna cut.
I was gonna ask. So when the thing happens that the zygote becomes assigned male, is that when they learn how to drive a cement truck?
That's when they learn how to drive a cement truck.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And that's what determines whether or not you know about cement trucks or not.
Well, I think, to simplify everything you just said, you can keep it in there because I think you were getting to a good place. Basically, if you believe that humans come the way humans come, that things happen and sometimes things get switched up. If you believe that human babies are found in a Cabbage Patch or delivered by a stork, then of course all of this biology is going to be beyond you because you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
The idea that everyone's born perfect and that like you can't change anything. People change everything.
It just happened. Yeah.
You're just born and that's it. No one helps you and no one does anything. No one gives the baby any food. They just like run around and just like God made everything perfect. It's like that whole notion is so asinine.
Sometimes things happen, and sometimes one of the things that happen is you're born trans. Or trans people are demons sent from the underworld to corrupt our children. Like this one seems like far more likely than this one. And it's just like sometimes things just happen, and sometimes your hormones are messed up, or something happens at that stage where lots of things can happen. Lots of things do happen, and occasionally you're trans, and yeah.
And the medicine fixes it.
The medicine helps you out.
It makes it so much better. And I've never met anyone that like got on HRT and didn't feel better and didn't have that experience. Like where it's like, oh yeah, like the fog cleared up. Even the one person that I know that did detransition, like they didn't do it for that. They did it because their family disapproved and they felt like they had no choice. Even that person, which was one out of every trans person I've ever met in my life, and I've met a handful, even then it wasn't because it didn't make them feel better. It wasn't the right thing to do. It was just because of their family. Universally makes you feel better. It does lift that fog. Is it the HRT? Is it the hormones? Or is it the letting go of stuff? Because I think that plays if not an equal role, a very near equal role.
Yeah.
You spend so much of your mental bandwidth just keeping up appearances. I know I did.
Yeah.
And as I got older and life got more complicated, it became harder and harder to keep that up. If you start telling lies and you lie about yourself, like it gets harder and harder to keep track of the lies, the more complicated they get. And well, when you're trans, that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing it to survive. Like no one's putting anything on you. But as you get older and you age, it's like it's harder and harder to keep. Oh yeah, I did that for what reason? Why again? Like I don't know. Like because for me at least, it was really super counterintuitive to my instincts. Like everything I did was learned behavior, and none of it felt right or was the way I was supposed to do it. But I had to do it just to not get found out, at least as far as I thought. And that sucked up a lot of mental bandwidth. So not having to do that anymore immediately freed up a whole bunch of mental capacity to be able to use for other things. So that cleared the head up too. So there's so many aspects of it. The hormones definitely changed my perception.
I agree. I agree with that.
Take them hormones.
Take your hormones.
Take your hormones.
Take your meds and stay hydrated.
Take your hormones. I don't think I took mine today.
I did.
I keep forgetting. I'm so bad at it.
I have one of those days of the week things.
It wouldn't do any good. I've got them like right there.
It's right here in my office, and then I'll look and I'll be like, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. I got to take Tuesdays. Whereas if they're in the medicine cabinet or they're like on a thing, I might take it and then be like, oh, did I take it? Now I know, oh, I took Tuesday. Yay.
I even remembered that I was going to, like, getting ready for this show, and I just walked right past them. And then I was like, well, I'm going to brush my teeth first because I don't want to, like, take my estradiol and then brush it all away and rinse it all out because it sits in your mouth for a while. And I was like, okay. Well, and then I just didn't. I forgot about it. I did everything else.
You did the sublingual?
I did a sublingual.
I have like a bottle of it from when I switched to.
I'll take all of it. Yeah, I love it. That's great.
Take it all.
You don't want
it?
You don't want no estradiol?
I do the shots, so I do a shot once a week.
Shots, yeah. How's that working for you? Do you like the shots better? We're changing the topic. Pros and cons.
Yeah, no. We'll talk about Lilith forgetting to take her shots in another date. I think we answered that question. I think
I'm not sure that we did, but I think we did it enough.
We told what our experience was, and that was part of the question.
Yeah, yes, that correlates with what you've heard. If you have a question and you would like us to answer it, we would love to hear from you. Let me get that.
Or hold on, while you're looking that
something.
Up. What if you're watching this and you're thinking, y'all didn't share very good experiences. I got a better experience. Put your experience in the comments.
I'd love to hear your experience.
Yeah,
your explanation would be great. Tell us all about it in the comments.
If you're like a science type person,
lay
some
the biology.
Science
lay
on
some
it.
Science in the comments, please.
Yeah.
And if you want to give us a question, you can ask your questions in the comments, or you can email us at media@thetransverse.net. And if you really want to be awesome, you can subscribe, and you can become a member of our Patreon at patreon.com/thetransverse. You will get access to exclusive content. There's stuff of Lilith and me in there, and there's a bunch of other stuff from the Transgender Show and all sorts of the shows that have ever been on the Transverse. Also, there's merch at thetransverse.etsy.com, which you can go to buy stuff.
Also, let's say you don't have a comment about this. You don't want to share your experience. Comment your hot sauce. Let us know
what your
hot sauce is. I love hot sauce.
I'm thinking of having some hot sauce on food right now. I'm thinking about hot sauce.
When you come visit, we'll make some scrambled eggs and we'll get some hot sauce in it. Yeah.
I love it. I love scrambled eggs.
Love hot sauce.
If you like what you're seeing, and we hope that you do, and you want more out there, the best thing you can do really is tell people about it, share it. We want to get this out there. The whole goal of this is to normalize this and make it so we're not so demonized in the world. And so it's great to help trans people, and we love that first and foremost, but also for cis people, they don't know a lot about this stuff, and maybe it's helpful to them. You've got family members that you came out and you've got a supportive family, but they don't really understand things and they're a little confused by all of it. Point them in the direction here and let them see what it's actually like, because that's what we're just trying to do. We're just trying to be people.
Yeah, maybe one of your family members has a very unique and amazing favorite hot sauce that they could comment while watching the show.
They could comment that hot sauce. They really could. Let us know if you have a question. Send it to the thing or send it in the comments. That's the thing.
Y'all are beautiful. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see y'all in the future. Bye.